stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building, the elusive, the one, the only, Remy.
Yo, what's the word?
You don't really pop out a lot nowadays, huh?
Nah, I'm very elusive, man. I move like a phantom, man.
Literally move like a phantom. You got I like you got a little bedazzled on the side. I got a little bedazzled
man.
on the
man.
hat.
Shout out to Swarovski. They sent this a new era.
Wait, for real, for real?
Yeah, for real. Swear to God.
Oh shit! Shout out my boy. Shout out Rookie New York. They made this shit, not Swarovski, but you know what I'm saying. Swarovski on a budget. You feel me? That's some New York shit. Pleasure to have you here, bro.
Pleasure for having me. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. How you been?
I've been good. Literally just been trying to mentally prepare myself for this onslaught that's about to happen.
Right. I'm excited because, like, you know, I said you're elusive, and you are very elusive, like, with, like, releasing music and just, like, your art in and of itself. But I was, when me and Calvin were talking about bringing you on the show, and we were, like, even getting ready for this interview, I'm like, you know, he doesn't really do a lot of this nowadays, right?
Nah.
And even with the releasing of the music, you don't really do a lot of the releasing of the music either. So for all the people who are like, holy shit, I'm seeing Remy Banks on the radar, like, what is going on that has you back outside to this capacity?
So I say when I first dropped my first album, you know, it's my first album, the World's Fair hype was up. My PR was like, look, you know, you got to do the solo press run now.
Of course.
So I was like, all right, cool. And I did a few interviews. Shout outs to Be Real. I did a joint with him. The dude, Pal. I did a few interviews back then, but then it was kind of like, I felt like I didn't have much to talk about because I was just getting my feet wet. So I didn't really know what to talk about. It was just more answering questions about what I would want to see happen. But now that things have happened, I got a lot to talk about, but, you know, I'm just selective with who I speak to.
Oh, thank you for coming in, man.
I had to come here, man. I appreciate what y'all do. I love what y'all do, actually. So,
thank you, bro. It's cool because, you know, you had just brought up before the interview, you came out at Flog Gnaw, this past Flog Gnaw, correct? Which is super dope, right? Just straight based off the relationship that you have with all the guys, but that's like kind of like a very big place to be like, hey,
I'm gonna pop out.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop out. I'm back. For you, like, what was that called? What was the kind of like the leading up to like the Camp Flog Gnaw appearance?
Well, I've been to every one except two of them. I guess you could say the second one.
Did you perform at all of them?
No, I just went because those are the homies.
Gotcha.
But I didn't even have my own set this year either. It was just me and Domo, my brother. We have mad songs together, and he's been having a phenomenal run. 2023 was a phenomenal year for him. And he dropped 2 projects that I'm on. And the last one he put out was with Grey Matter, and we have a joint on there. And he was like, yo, Rem, gotta get out here, bro. Like, what's up? Come out here. Next thing you know, I'm on a plane, dropped my stuff off at the crib, went right to Dodger Stadium, and was on the stage.
That's fine, man. What's like the history with you and Dom? Like, how far back does this really go? Like, what's like the very beginning of that relationship?
We go back. Like, me and OF, we go back to like literally MySpace days. And when they first came to New York for their first show, Domo wasn't here with them. But everybody else was like, yo, you and Domo gotta meet. Y'all two are so similar. When y'all link, y'all gonna be inseparable. Their second show in the city, Domo was out here. We linked up, we went to Babe, we smoked, and it was literally Murder, She Wrote after that. Like literally, we were like, yo, we're literally like the same person, just from different coasts. Yeah. So the friendship was just, you know, the bond was just built. Right. And it's just solid.
That's
been
beautiful,
solid.
Man. That's beautiful. It's funny how you're like, it's like, oh yeah, like the MySpace days. Like, it's so crazy to see like where music has gone from then to now. To see where all y'all have gone, like OF included from then to now. Who's the OF member who just won an award for the
Lionel,
Bear?
man. Shout out to my man L-Boy, man. He just like got that Golden Globe, man.
That shit is beautiful. You know why it's beautiful too? Because someone had a quick little tangent for me because I saw this tweet and they're like, oh, I feel like everybody from OF did Loiter Squad to get everything, all the like the what's the word I'm looking for? Like all like the bullshit, all the funny shit out
funny
the
stuff
system,
out the way.
And then they went on to do amazing creative things afterward. That shit is just so beautiful to see. But think about like the MySpace days to now too, and even like you, right? And trying to of course, grow as an artist, but obviously in certain ways stay current with the times. And, you know, it being 2024, how have you been like working, especially with getting ready for this new album that we're talking about, right? To kind of like have it be, you know, current in 2024, but also still have that same Remy feeling that we all know and love.
I guess you could say back from the MySpace days, it was all new. Everything was fresh. It was new. I was new to the music thing, and back then, you know, when you're starting out, you think, all right, cool, I need to get a buzz going so I can get a record deal.
Yeah.
And that was the plan. That was the theme for me, Lansky, Nigel, because we were Children of the Night, the trio.
Yeah.
And that was the plan. So, you know, we were literally working our asses off doing mixtapes, doing just songs, and then MySpace Music happened.
Yeah.
So we were able to upload our own music and make a little playlist or whatnot. And we started promoting it through there. And then that went to the blogs, Two Dope Boys and Nah Right. And then from those blogs, it went to Ill Roots. And from Ill Roots, it just started, you know, going to all the different various places on the web where people would write up about it. And, you know, to us, everything was still new. So we were just navigating through navigating it independently, put it that way. And we never signed the deal. We signed with Fools Gold for the one-off with World's Fair. But as a solo artist, I never signed with anybody.
Right.
So I took all of the independent movements that we started with, and I applied it to my own solo stuff. And everything has been moving since, and it's been moving organically.
And it's been independent this whole time.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy. And you never really thought, like, even after that Fool's Gold thing, with signing with them for the one-off with World's Fair, you never even thought, like, after that, like, maybe I should sign? I'm sure you had the offers. I'm sure they were there.
Definitely.
But, like, you never really, at any point over the years, have been like, yeah, maybe I should have done that.
Well,
I'm not saying you should have either. I'm just, you know. Just
well, to be honest with you, Christian Clancy, shout outs to Clancy, Tyler's manager.
Yeah.
Clancy and I would have conversations like early on when we started, and he would tell me like, yo, you guys got it going on. Just keep doing what you're doing, build the demand, and then the labels are going to start coming to you instead of you trying to go to them. Because once you go to them, they own you.
Yeah,
but once they're coming and meeting your demands, now you're playing.
Right.
So I literally kept all of those gems in my mind, and I was just like, you know what? Maybe I should just stay indie until I get to a place where I could, you know, pull the strings and, I guess you could say, make happen what I want to happen.
I respect that. And the Fool's Gold 15-year show just happened back in October of last year, man.
Shout out to my man A-Track. That shit was dope. It was, he had hit me up and was like, yo, we doing the 15-year anniversary at Public Records. Are you free? And I was like, yo, I haven't did a solo set in a minute, but I got some music coming out, so fuck it, let's go.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, it's going to be me, you, and DJ Shadow. I was like, what? DJ Shadow? All right, cool, I'm on. It's lit, let's go.
Right.
And then Nigel and Maddie got added to DJ in the front room. It was just a great night. It was a great night.
Like, just good energy.
Great energy.
Were you having, like, a lot of moments even about that night? Because we talking about, like, 15 years and all of that, and even kind of, like, you know, you being a part of that legacy, too. Like, was that, like, I don't want to say emotional, but it's like, was it, like, one of those, like, melancholy moments where you kind of like, damn, bro, like, we really did this?
It was. It definitely was, because I was just literally on that stage. Right after I got off the stage, I had done my last song from the DJ booth. And as I was in the booth, A-Track was next to me. DJ Thorf, World's Fair's DJ, was right next to me. And I'm like, wow, this dude is a legend that I used to see in every hip-hop magazine when I was younger.
Right.
Then to see him doing what he did with Kanye, then seeing what he did with Cudi, you know what I'm saying? I was like, wow, they built this on their own. And then the fact that we're also a part of this is just a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. That's
so,
dope,
yeah, it was
man.
dope. It was dope to just reflect for that, like, minute and 30 seconds and then get right back to reality, to the party. It was dope.
Right. So, okay, so tell me about this new project. Do we have a name for it yet?
Well, I got an EP that's coming.
Okay, we're doing EPs first. Okay.
The EP is coming, Champ Hoody 3, the finale. Ooh. That's coming first. Yeah. And then the album, it's done. I just don't know when.
Right, when it's gonna come.
When it's coming yet, because I'm just working on what I want to do with that as far as distro goes and how I want to put it out. But It's time, and it sounds really good.
With Champ Hoodie 3, like, I like trilogies, right?
Okay.
Love trilogies, right? I feel like people should end things after trilogy sometimes, right? I think that, it's a nice... What did Donald Glover say? I think Donald Glover once said he likes endings, right?
Yeah.
I like endings, too. Is this the final of this? Like,
Yeah, this is the final of the Champ Hoodie music series. Because I feel like the first one I put out was like a brief introduction to where I was taking it. The second one was kind of letting the world know where I was at that moment.
Yeah.
And this one is basically like, all right, cool, I'm here now.
Right.
So it's the finale.
So, like, how do you feel like... How many tracks is it, first of all?
The first one,
the new one,
this one,
yeah,
9 records.
9 records.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel like this is going to be, like, a satisfying conclusion for your fans, too? Like, how do you feel like they're going to intake this as well? Because, I think, like, endings is, like... It's one of those bittersweet things. Because, obviously, like, they came up with the first one that was, like, the intro to you, right? And this is kind of like they've grown up with you through these years, and now we're at the end point. Well, we're not the end of your career, but like we're at the end point of like this era of your life. Like this is like a chapter closing with this series. This is kind of like a finale of this series. Like what is in there for the fans that makes it feel like conclusive? You know what I mean?
The growth.
Okay.
The growth. They're gonna literally, from the first song to the last song, they're gonna hear the growth from the writing, just me putting my thoughts into writing.
Right.
It's just matured on a whole different level, and I know that the listener is gonna hear it.
Yeah.
So I say the growth.
With and then leading into the album, right? Do we have a name for the album yet? We're just not gonna say. You're still working on it.
I want to let it out because I'm 99% sure in it, but I'm not sure, so I don't want to put it out there yet.
Okay. But then how does the album like follow up the closing of this chapter into, I'm assuming like the album's gonna be like the intro chapter for like now it's like, okay, this is who Remy is now.
So the EP is literally like the alley-oop to the album. But then I also have 2 other projects that's literally in the wing that's like, it's a lot of stuff that I'm cooking with for this year. Right. That's all I'm gonna say. And like, my man Guan is in the building. I got an EP with, I wouldn't even say an EP, it's an album. It's a whole album with him. Okay. And then I also have an experimental album produced by my man No Life. Okay. And, those are just cooling in the wing for when it's time, but Champ Hoodie 3 sets up the album perfectly because it's like you hear the growth through the EP, but then the album is like, oh shit, now I'm hearing the growth and I'm hearing the other producers that he's working with. Yeah. Oh shit. So that's how I feel like the album is gonna
shift, right?
Shift over, yeah.
Now with like, in terms of like the people who are gonna be on this project, because you mentioned some production level things and whatnot, like are there features on these projects, or are these really just kind of like, you coming back into the music is just all you?
Well, when it comes to my features, I tend to work with artists that I've always worked with, artists that I feel comfortable with, right. Artists that I'm like literally feel like I'm on the same wavelength with mentally and creatively. So like for instance, I was working on this one joint that my man LaRon sent me, and I was like, yo, this got this groove to it, like it got a feel, like a certain feel to it. And I wrote the song out, and then the hook, I just kept hearing a voice on the hook, and then I called Guan up. I'm like, bro, I got this one joint. I hear you on it. As soon as he heard it, he was like, oh, it's over. He wrote the hook, right? He laid it down, and I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. So, I tend to work with people that I'm used to working with. Of course. And but I also do have people on the EP that I haven't did a song with yet, but I've known them for years. Like my man Loha, I've known him since 2009, 2008. But this is the first project that we're on a song together, and he's featured on my EP. Him and my man Goya Gumbani, they're on one song that's on my joint. Domo's on there. I got a Mutant Academy collab on there. My man Fly Anakin and 3-Way Slim. Tough. And who else is on the EP? My man Dreamcast Mo is on the EP. Like I mentioned, Guan is on there. Yep. And then the album, I haven't really got the features locked in yet, but it's like it's maybe 2 songs on there that I feel like need features, but I'm still figuring out who I want on those. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I wanted to like, when I was getting ready for the interview, like I just like had wrote down like I wanted to see like Rome on it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Love Rome, Wiki.
Wiki's literally on every project I put out.
Has he been on
except
every
this one.
project?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know
That's
that.
my brother right there. Wiki's my brother.
But he's not
right
on this
there.
one.
But he's not on this
It's kind
one.
of ironic, right?
It's just, and then, you know what I'm saying? He was busy. He had a busy year last year, too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was literally in my little shell in the studio just cooking up. And I was like, yo, this is going to be my reintroduction to the world. So, you know, while all my homies was out doing what they was doing, touring and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, he was,
I
on
was
the tour for a
cooking
good
up.
part of last year, huh?
Yeah,
Right?
he was out there killing it. So,
Well, we
he's
can
not
confirm
on
Wiki
this,
won't
but
be on
yeah,
this project.
He won't, but we got some shit in the stash. We got a lot of shit in the stash.
You know, being from Queens too, right? Like I had wrote down this. Well, first of all, you're like the 6 Queens artists this week. 2, 7 in there. 8, 9, 10 tomorrow. There've been 10 Queens artists. Did you realize that we've had like 10 Queens artists this week?
Cause look, Queens about to have a crazy year this
later
year.
too.
Yeah, that's
another one. Yeah, it's a
Queens
big week
thing.
for Queens, bro. I love this for us. But like with this, it's like I had wrote down that you said you did this thing with Nike, right?
Yeah.
Being from Queens showed me that your neighborhood and community is everything. Growing up where I did really helped me mold me into the human I am today. You brought Nike to some of your favorite local food spots. I love that, bro.
That was ill. That was ill. They had reached out and was like, hey, we're doing this campaign where we want to basically do a 5-borough campaign. And we want certain people to basically explain why their neighborhood means so much to them. And I was like, oh, this is easy. Like, this is easy. Pull up to Roughest King, came to the park, then we walked to the Ave, went to the Coliseum. Yeah, we was out. We was running around.
That's fine. I think this week for us has been such a dope week for Queens because we have like some like Queens drill artists. Then we have amazing folks like yourself and Khan coming to the show, and then like the Fab Don. There's like been a lot of really good people coming from Queens this week. And I love where Queens. Oh, this girl Petty Wop coming tomorrow. You heard of her?
Of course. I was just telling Cal, I met her like I want to say it was like the beginning of 2022. I was at some random weed event, and then it like opened out into a backyard. So I was out in the backyard just smoking. The next thing you know, people start performing. And I'm just in the cut, like, you know, smoking my L in the cut, chilling. Like, all right, watching. And then she came on and started rapping. And I'm like, yo, I had to tap my man, Hip Hop Mike. I'm like, yo, who is this?
Hip Hop Mike, for real?
Yeah,
oh, shout out Hip Hop Mike.
That's my man.
Sometimes he corporate Mike nowadays too, right?
Yeah. So Mike was like, oh, you never heard of Petty Wap? She from Queens. I was like, yo, I'm blown away right now. Then after her, 10 Vocals came on out of nowhere. And I was like, yo, 10 was good, baby.
Yeah.
She was crazy. I was like, yo, where am I? It was like some Twilight Zone shit. Because I was in a random backyard. It was like a random building that had a backyard in it. And yeah, they did their thing. She did her thing. Shout out to Petty Wap.
Shout out Petty Wap, man. Shout out Queens. So when can we expect the EP by, bro?
I ain't gonna hold you. Like the next week.
Oh, within the next week. Oh, so probably by the time.
You know me, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm just random when it come to the EP.
Wait, so
but the album gonna have a rollout.
Who else is on the EP then? If it's gonna be out by the time people see this, who else?
So I got Guan on the EP.
Okay.
I got Loha and Goya Gumbani on there.
Okay.
I got Domo and Dreamcast Smo on there.
Fire.
And then I got 3-Way Slim and Fly Anakin on there.
Tough.
That's it.
That's that for that.
That's
okay, cool.
It. And then I got a little Queens treat for my peoples, man, and for the rap world in general. I got a joint with Rockwilder on there.
Nice, man.
So yeah,
it's gonna be beautiful
for the borough, man.
Are you a Yankee fan?
Yes, I am.
My dog. Why you not a Mets fan?
My family raised me this way. My cousin that put me on the sports, he was a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
So he put me on the Yankees, and it was kind of like,
yeah.
You know, because we lived in Jamaica at the time where I was actually, you know, learning things. But then we moved to Forest Hills and Shea Stadium. I could see it from my window.
Yeah.
But I was still, you know, never.
I
never was a Mets fan. I've always been a Yankee fan, but I don't hate on the Mets.
Yeah.
But unless it's a Subway Series and I'm in Citi's Field, I'm going crazy out there.
Then it's like, fuck y'all.
Then it's like, fuck this.
Because I was born in Queens. I was raised in Queens for like the early years of my life before I moved out to LA and did like high school and shit out there.
Okay.
And I went to St. John's. So I actually came back. And it's so funny because like everybody's like, you was born out there, you not a Mets fan. I'm like, yo, my pop's from the South Bronx, but respectfully. Like,
it's what you know. It's not. That's why I try to tell people. Sometimes it ain't really just because the Mets are in Queens. They really started in Harlem.
Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? They played at the Polo Grounds. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like
my producer's from the Bronx, but he a Mets fan. You can't see him behind the coat rack. Rob, why are you?
My man Remy from the Bronx, and he's a Mets fan.
Yeah,
so it's like it'd be like that.
He be telling me why he a Mets fan, but I be forgetting. But he be wearing Yankee fitteds though. Make it make sense.
I remember I did a shoot for my man Jimmy Garek, and he was like, "Yo, would you wear Yankees? Like if I found a Yankees fitted in the Mets colorway, would you wear it?" I was like, "Nah." No. I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry. I can't. I can't.
Somebody, one of my mans, he sent me like a pic. He's like, yo, my man's brand, he got a hat for you. And I said, where? I like wearing hats. I'm like, yeah, send me a picture of the hat. Shit had like split down the middle, the Mets and the Yankee logo. I said, nah, I can't wear that.
Nah, that's...
I can't wear that. I can't put that on my...
They try to hit you with the little Spider-Man cover. Spider-Man one side, Venom on the other side.
Bro, they thought shit was sweet. They put like some New York iconography on the hat, and they was like, oh yeah, Gabe gonna love this shit. And I was like...
They try to get you.
And I was like, bro, if it's not a Yankee, if it don't got only the Yankee fit logo on that shit, shit is not touching my body.
They try to get you.
Yeah, somebody gave me a Mets like snapback ones, and I was like, bro, I can't wear this shit. But I wear the Yankee ones that you gave me. Anyway, getting off topic.
Go Yankees.
So go Yankees, bro. EP out now by the time y'all see this. Project on the way. Freestyle out now. Cal's question. Come on, let's get it. Before I sign off here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Cal's Questions. Remy, we
was
were
good.
speaking earlier today about, and Gabe mentioned before, we have Consequence pulling up later, and you showed me this picture from this legendary session with him and Q-Tip and some other people, but can you expand more about that night and that photo?
That night was a crazy night because my man Haji was out here. Well, my man Jerry, he's going by Jerry now. He hit me up and was like, yo, Rem, I'm in New York working on my album. And it was his, debut album outside of the OF collective, because after they did the group album, they all did their own solo album.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this was his first solo album. He had his budget, and he was like, yo, I'm in New York. I got a session with 88 Keys later. I need you there. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm at the crib in Queens. Just let me know where I'll meet you. He was like, nah, I'll come to you. So he took a Uber all the way from where he was staying to me, and then back to the city. We're in the city at the session, and then he's like, yo, Q-Tip hit me. I think we're going to go over there. So we ended up going to Q-Tip's crib. So it's just a chill night. We at Q-Tip's crib. It was my first time, it's not my first time being Q-Tip, but it's my first time actually interacting with him.
Yeah.
So it was surreal to me. So I'm kind of starstruck. I'm in Q-Tip crib like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is Queens royalty, hip-hop royalty right here. So we're there chilling. Consequence pulls up because they were working on some stuff. Well, the album's out now, so I can speak about it. Yeah. It was the Tribe album that they released, but they were working on that. And then spoke to Cons for a little while. Then Buster shows up out of nowhere. And I was like, what is going on? Like, Cons is here, Buster's here, me and Haji's here with 88 Keys at Q-Tip's crib. Like, what is going on? It was the wildest night. And then we took a flick together. Then Tip played us some of the stuff from the Tribe album.
Dope, man.
While me and Haji was cooking up with 88 in the other room, in the Studio B room.
Yeah.
But it was a great night. It was a great night.
Great final album too, right? Great final album. I was at the pop-up shop. I copped some of the merch. I still got the shirt and I think the hat for it. Yeah, man. Great album, man. Put Tribe Called Quest in the Hall of Fame, man. Stop fucking around.
Enough. Yeah, they definitely need to be in the Hall of Fame already.
Yeah, stop fucking around. Well, look, man. EP out now. By the time y'all see this, project on the way.
For real. Champ Putty 3, the finale.
There you go. Before we get up out of here, and we want to let the people know where they can follow you at, all that good stuff. Now's the time to do it. This camera on the right here.
Yo, it's your boy Remy Banks, at Remy Banks. Shout outs to World's Fair. Shout outs to Queens. We out here, baby. Shout outs to On the Radar, too.
There you go, man. Big Queens, Remy Banks. Make sure you go follow him. Go run up everything he has out now. Go show him some love.
Run it up.
Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, On the Radar. We out. Pow. My God. Right.